What's up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video. Today I'm taking a look at our boy Phil's podcast where he decides he's going to retcon the past and go on a whole rant on our boy Evo AJ. Apparently Evo AJ is living rent free in our boy's head over here. Let's get into it. Let's watch the video. Our boy Phil just can't let things go, and he talks about other people not letting shit go and living in the past. Our boy Phil spends most of his day in the past. Let's get into it.
Well, the drama surrounding this was that at the last minute, literally just a couple days before I was going to do the marathon yesterday, the original creator of this video, Evil AJ, decided to private the videos. Now, of course, there's all kinds of speculation on the internet why he did it.
Which is his right.
Because he was threatened legally by someone, or that he would get takedown notices. Bullshit. That he doesn't just magically do it 2 days before the marathon event, but leave up all
He privated it because he doesn't like you.
Over the years, if he was being threatened, he would have just privated his whole channel to avoid that issue. So that's complete bullshit. Okay? He literally never wanted to publicly say why he did it. Oh, I have many reasons, but then he doesn't say the reasons.
Which is his prerogative.
Here's the reason. Evil AJ is an attention-seeking fucking, loser.
Pot calling the kettle black. That's everything you are, Phil, and then some. Stop projecting.
He always was. He was someone who was so butthurt at me because I blocked him from talking in my video comments many, many years ago, over a decade ago, that he took it upon himself to obsess over this so badly, he made the first "This Is How You Don't Play." So here we are 10 years later.
Which to this day still follows you, boy, and you can't let it go because someone said something negative about you. And to this day, 10 years later, 12 years later, you're still harping on the same thing. And you got the nerve to talk about someone living in the past, not letting go, feeling butthurt. You are nothing but butthurt.
This guy has stalked me over the years, tried to hunt me down in ranked matches and all kinds of shit in Street Fighter games, then lagging up his connection to cheat and get cheesy wins, and then actually upload montages of him beating me in Street.
So, God. So boy Phil here is claiming that netcode and lagging up your own internet connection is what did him in. And I remember watching those montages and watching those videos of Phil getting clapped by AJ. He whooped him. He just could not beat him. And sorry to say, old man, you just don't have the reflexes to counter what he did. Now I recommend anybody go out there, and the videos are out there. You can actually see them. You can actually probably go to Evo AJ's website page and watch those videos, and they're funny as hell because our boy Phil just rages.
Fighter, he literally just the other day says on Twitter, Phil still won't admit that I'm better than him at Street Fighter.
He is better than you. I've probably seen about maybe 20 matches, and he beats you every time. He counters everything you do. I saw no lag. You just suck. By the way, the water running down the stream on the video, those are Phil's salty tears.
What? What are you talking about? Like, what? Oh my God. If you want to talk about someone who has a disconnect from fucking reality, dude, okay, you beat me in a handful of matches online with laggy connections in imperfect ports of Super Turbo over the years, cheating to win. You're not better than me at Street Fighter, you fucking idiot.
Okay, so our boy Phil, he just exposes himself all the time. Right here, what he should have said is, why are you talking about games in the past? Who cares who be who? That probably would have been the best route for Phil to go, instead of saying, what are you talking about? You're not better than me, and then go into excuses for why he lost those matches. If he beat you and you lost, right? Whatever you say comes off as a lame ass excuse, and all you're doing is just retconning the past, which nobody believes because the videos are out there, pimp. You should just leave it alone and just say, you know what, that was in the past, move on. No, you don't do that. What you need to do is you need to lie and bring up excuses and bugging. It's a miracle you didn't talk about your depression or whatever, and that's why you lost. So lame.
Again, trying to get attention off of me, he tried to privatize his video of This Is How You Don't Play Metal Gear Solid 2.
Which is his prerogative.
A million people who don't like him all gave me ridiculous amounts of links to it all over the internet. And so the project went forward as planned. Keep in mind, I was completely protected.
Actually, what you got were ripped copies of his original play. So that's illegal. That's against terms of service on YouTube. Take a few minutes and read the terms of service. You might learn something, Phil.
By fair use law, excuse me, as well as him giving me permission to react to the video months prior. He was such a fucking idiot, he had forgotten all about that. Okay? Anyway, it went well. Alright? It definitely went well. We enjoyed watching it together, and
it went so well you spent the whole time worried somebody was gonna copy strike you.
If anything, I had a few insights from reacting to this video, okay? Insight number one. I can totally understand why maybe someone who didn't understand my shtick from back in the day.
Okay, here's the retcon here with the shtick. No. He tried to claim that, oh, it was a joke the whole time and no one got it. I was being terrible on purpose. I was being ignorant. I was being a douchebag on purpose. And it was an inside joke that people don't understand and didn't get. No. That's who you were. That's who you are. And you still play that way. You still grind through games. You don't learn the mechanics. You play shitty. And then you rage quit whenever you can't beat the game or can't understand how to play the game. You did it this year with Kirby. You did it with several other games. So there's nothing new. You retconning here and trying to make it seem like, oh, that was just my shtick. No, no one's buying that.
Thought that this was me totally being disrespectful to the Metal Gear Solid franchise, because back then the way I played games was literally rush through them as fast as you could, get that playthrough done, upload it to the internet, move on to the next game. I never took the time, alright, never, to learn proper game mechanics, to immerse myself in a game world, alright? If there was a game that usually had a ton of side content or interesting stuff, I would skip it, okay? I was the guy who was known that I would buy a game at launch, alright? Play through it as quickly as possible, upload the playthrough to the internet, get to the next game. So if you're watching me play Metal Gear Solid 2, and I'm literally ignoring what the game's telling me to do, I'm not learning the mechanics of sneaking. I'm not learning the difference between shooting in third person and first person. I'm so dumb for not paying attention and trying to rush
yes, you are.
Game, right? I can understand how this is so frustrating. You can even find it as kind of disrespectful to the game, especially when I'm saying things like,
yes,
oh,
it
this
is.
game is shitty, the controls are bad, and really the gameplay isn't anything special and stuff like that. But again, that was my shtick back in the day. My shtick was rush through the game, okay, beat it as quick as possible, and kind of brush everything off. Never admit fault. Make fun of the game developers. Again, this was a running thing, my
which you still do. You do the same thing.
I would make fun of them all, okay? And people liked it. Seriously, people really enjoyed it. That was something that was a running thing. That, okay, that's, if we go to Dark Cypher's channel, we're gonna find a guy who basically is kind of narcissistic, acts like his shit doesn't stink, even though it's obvious just by watching 5 minutes of his gameplay that he's making tons of mistakes, but he'll never admit it. He just wants to pretend like it's the game, and people had a good laugh at that. That's why I was popular back in the day. But it was only when I put Metal Gear Solid 2 that all of a sudden people didn't get the joke. Literally any other playthrough I'd done before then was fine. But the moment I put Metal Gear, oh my god, it was like that was the end all be all. You ruined everything on the internet, okay? So basically, this is how you don't play is a good highlight of that kind of style of gameplay that I did back then. But interestingly enough, as I'm going back and watching through my own playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 2, something very interesting and apparent happens, okay? I actually realized to myself that even for me, all right, at one point, that style of content wears itself thin and basically like overstays its welcome. And what I mean by that is there was a point we were like maybe 3/4 through This Is How You Don't Play, and I'm like, you know, I just realized something. If I were watching this playthrough of mine, I would stop watching it right now, because you understand that the person is never going to learn the game mechanics. The person is never going to give any effort to understand the story. This person is literally playing the game just to finish it.
That's what you do with all your games, Ben.
I'm trying to explain that, you know, in the playthrough, excuse me, in the react. I was like, back then, what would happen is, originally when I tried to play a game, I would just jump into it and try to mess around with it. Then I would actually try to give a little bit of effort to learn the game mechanics of the game. But then, if I faltered, failed, or had issue, I would get tilted, which means I would be like a bull in a china shop. Like my rage would hit me. And I'd be like, fuck this. I don't care about the game mechanics. I don't care about the story. I don't care about nothing. I just want this done. And I would try to turbo through a game in the stupidest way. Watch me play Metal Gear Solid 2. I'm trying to bully my way through all the enemies, flip through them and shit. I just don't give a shit at all right, about what I'm doing in this game. I just want it done with, all right?
Yeah, whatever, pimp. Retcon in your life. We know that that's not true. Nobody believes it. That's how you... And the funny thing is, you make it sound like that's how you were. You're still the same person. I mean, look what you just did earlier, retconning your Street Fighter matches with AJ. Blaming lag and him messing with his internet so that he can beat you. That's fucking lame. All right, pimps. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check you guys out. Peace out.